what's up? Welcome to my channel. So this is still Heidi Lopides Jr. and in this video we will tackle about the cell cycle and cell division. So let's get started. The cell cycle and division. So, ano po yung cell division? So, yung cell division po is a process. A process po yan by which a cell divides to form new cells. So, magdi-divide siya para makalikha siya ng bagong cells. So, it happens when a parent cell divides into two or more cells called daughter cells. Yan. So, why do cells divide? Bakit po ba? Kasi nga, yung cells divide for number 1, growth, ikalawa, development, number 3, repair of worn out tissues, and lastly, reproduction. So, yan po yung mga reason bakit nagdi-divide yung mga cells. So, cells also divide in order to facilitate the exchange of materials, and lastly, to control DNA overloading. Yan. So, meron po tayong tatlong types of cell division. Una, we have binary fission, which is present siya sa lahat ng prokaryotes. Yan. Ikalawa, mitosis, which is present sa lahat ng eukaryotes. At saka, meiosis. Yan. Which is present rin po siya sa lahat ng eukaryotes. So, binary fission. Yan. Meron tayong tatlong major steps ng binary fission. Unang-una, yung DNA replication. Yan. So, DNA is copied resulting into two identical chromosomes. Next will be chromosome segregation. So, yung chromosomes po niya nagsiseparate and move towards ends or poles of the cells. Lastly, we have cytokinesis. So, yung separation po. So, dito sa cytokinesis, yung mga cytoplasm po niya or yung cytoplasm ng cells nagdi-divides forming two cells. Ayan. Yan po yung binary fission na tinatawag. Yan. Sa diagram makikita nyo po yung binary fission from mother cell and then nag-replicate yung DNA. So, ikatlo yung DNA molecule separate, which is yung cross membrane starts forming, and then next will be the cross membrane forms completely, and then we have the product, which is the daughter cells. So, mitosis. Yan. Meron po tayong dalawang major steps ng mitosis. Una, yung mga phases, which is prophase, yung metaphase, anaphase, at saka telophase. And lastly, yung cytokinesis rin. Yan. Which is nga, yung cytokinesis, yung cytoplasm niya nagdi-divides into two new daughter cells. So, yung mitosis, nag-recreate po sila ng dalawang identical daughter cells that each contain the same number of chromosomes as their parent cell. So, yan po yung mitosis. Ito po, sa diagram, makikita nyo po yung mitosis from interphase to prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase, and then yung cytokinesis product na yung dalawang daughter cells, which is ayon nga sa ating definition, nagko-contain po ng the same number of chromosomes as their parent cell. Yan. Next will be meiosis. Yan. Meron din po tayong two major steps ng meiosis, which is number 1, the phases rin. We have prophase, metaphase, anaphase, and telophase. And lastly, the cytokinesis rin. Ganon din po, yung cytoplasm nagdi-divide forming two new daughter cells. Pero ang nakaka-unique dito sa meiosis is, unlike sa mitosis, yung meiosis po, these steps occur twice. So each daughter cells is not genetically identical to parent cell. Hindi sila identical sa kanilang mga parent cell, yung each daughter cells. So yung meiosis din po gives rise to 4 unique daughter cells. Unlike sa mitosis, meron lang silang 2 daughter cells. Pero sa meiosis, yung product nila is 4. So each of which has half the number of chromosomes as the parent cell. So dito sa diagram makikita natin like sa mitosis, meron din silang, yung meiosis, meron ding interphase, prophase, metaphase, anaphase. Ang naka-unique po nito is merong tinatawag na prophase 1, metaphase 1, anaphase 1, telophase 1, and then may prophase 2 pa. Yan, metaphase 2, anaphase 2, and telophase 2. And cytokinesis, which is yung pagdi-divide na naman ng cytoplasm. So, ayan. So, yung product nila is 4. Yan po yung meiosis, cell divisions. So, next we have cell cycle. So, ano po yung cell cycle? So, yung cell cycle po is the sequence of events from the time a cell first arises or arose as a result of cell division until the time when that cell itself divides. So, yung cell cycle po is a sequence nga ng events. So, from the time yung cell ay and the cell first arises. So, yan po. It consists the periods of growth and development, next DNA replication, preparation for division, and cell division. So, ito po yung cell cycle from the time when cell first arises and then papuntang preparation for division and then papuntang cell division and then vice versa. Yan po yung cell cycle. So, yung cell cycle po nagko-consist of 2 main periods. We have interphase and mitotic phase. Yan. So, sa interphase po tayo. So, yung interphase po is the period of growth and DNA replication between cell divisions. So, ito pong period na ito, dito po lumalaki pa yung isang cell and DNA replication between cell divisions. So, we have 3 phases sa interphase. We have G1 phase, which is the cell growth. Sa second phase po is S phase. We have replication of DNA. Sa G2 phase, and then sa last G2 phase, we have preparation for mitosis. So, sa mitotic phase, so after na interphase po, we have mitotic phase, which is the M phase. So, it is the stage when a single cell divides. So, sa mitosis or mitosis M phase, so the division of a single nucleus into 2 genetically identical daughter nuclei. So, this division involves 2 processes. Yan. The division of nucleus and then the separation of the cytoplasm and the new nuclei into the daughter cells. So, as what we have discussed kanina lang, so dito po yung process of mitosis and meiosis. Dito po nagaganap sa mitotic phase. So, sa mitotic phase, it is divided into 2 phases din. Number 1 is PMAT, which is the prophase, metaphase, anaphase, and telophase. And then lastly, we have cytokinesis. So, yung pag-separate ng cytoplasm. So, sa cell cycle, we have interphase. Ayan. Makikita natin yung centrioles, yung nucleolus, chromatin, nuclear envelope, and the plasma membrane. Ito po yung interphase. And then, pupunta na rin sa early prophase. which is the chromatids condense becoming chromosomes. Ito po. And then the nucleolus disappears. So mawawala na yung nucleolus, and then the centrioles separate and start moving to opposite ends of the cell, and spindle begins to form. And then pag late prophase, the nuclear membrane fragments and the microtubules invade the nuclear area, and the centrioles have moved to the opposite poles, and the spindle is completely formed. So may mga label po dito: centrioles, microtubules form a complete spindle, chromatids, and centrioles. And then next will be the metaphase, which is the chromosomes are aligned at the metaphase plate. So, and then the centrioles move at polar ends and project spindle fibers to connect each chromosomes. So, kung mag-refer tayo sa diagram, ito po ang mangyayari sa metaphase. Next will be anaphase, which is in anaphase, the paired chromosomes separate. So, yung mga paired chromosomes po nag-separate. Dito po sila nag-separate. Then, separated chromatids move to opposite pole and partial division of cytoplasm begins. So, sa anaphase pa lang po, meron na pong partial division or separation of cytoplasm na pala. Next will be telophase. So, in telophase po, chromosomes are at the poles. Yan. And chromosomes uncoil, turn chromatin, and nuclear envelopes reforms. So, nagre-reforms na naman yung nuclear envelopes, and the spindle fiber disappears. Yan. So, the nuclear membrane is returning. And lastly will be the cytokinesis, which is dito po nag-occur yung occurs at the end of mitosis. So, which is cytokinesis, yung pinaka-last ng mitosis. So, in animal cells, a cleavage furrow separates the daughter cells, and sa plant cells, a cell plate separates the daughter cells. So, yung daughter cells are genetically identical. So, yung cells nagre-return to interphase. And then, as what we have learned or discussed kanina lang, ito po yung cell cycle. Pag-divide from interphase and then to mitosis or mitotic phase, and then we have now the daughter cells, and then yung mga daughter cells bumabalik na naman sila sa interphase, and then undergo na naman sila ng yung cell cycle. Nag-undergo na naman sila ng mitotic phase. So, yun lang. So, yun lang po yung cell cycle. Yun lang po yung cycle ng isang cell. So, hope you understand what we have been discussed so right now or today. So, salamat po, and then hope to see you next time, and I hope you understand some of my discussions. So, God bless and thank you.